What's up, everyone? Today we have a Stihl, what is this, a FS94, I believe, and it is a hedge trimmer. Owner of this machine says that it wasn't running very good. He was pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, and decided to get some work done on it, but he needed to use it. So he tried to get it started, and then the last couple attempts, it broke. What broke? The recoil, which we have a brand new one. And it's an original Stihl part. It's expensive, but it's an original Stihl part. He was kind enough to provide this piece. I said I was going to order it, but he said, no, it's okay. I have a special account at the local Stihl area or dealer or provider, and he was able to get this at a little bit of a discount. Not much, but a little bit of one. But it is part number 414919040001. I don't know how much it really is, but I'm not going to say how much he paid. Let's just say it was expensive. So we don't have the decal. I don't think he cares. I don't care either. So what we need to do is we need to put this on. And he says it wasn't running right and it was hard to start. So I want to reproduce that. I don't know if that means carb cleaning, which I already have the the ultrasonic cleaner started, or that means tuning, because of this logo right here, the Stihl. It could very well be the spark arrestor being plugged. You never know. So I think first things first, we need to get the recoil on. I was able to scrounge up these, which I believe actually came off of a Stihl that the owner purchased brand new, put straight fuel in, brought it to me. I was super upset when I told him his engine was blown. He said it was his son, but you know, it's like when you ask an embarrassing question online, like, oh, I'm asking for a friend. Yeah, sure, my son did it. Granted, I've met his son, so it very well could have been his son. No offense, Jimmy's son. If you're watching this, so I hope you are. Okay, it's in there. And Jimmy's son, if you are watching this, you know I'm messing with you. They're very nice people. But you have to give them a little bit of crap every now and then. I mean, come on, that's just a responsibility. So we're not going to put that one in all the way tight yet. Let's just put in the bottom one. That bottom one's going in way easier. Not all the way tight. Do the other bottom one. Now this you can put in tight because there's nothing else beyond it. Now it's getting a lot easier. Oh, maybe not. Now it's tight. Okay. So I'm going to put you over there so you don't rattle all around the table and see what we can do. So after kind of spending a moment and taking a gander at this and here, let me see if I can get you a tad bit closer to the carnage. That's disgusting. So we very well might just have a plugged spark arrestor. Let's take a look and see. 2 cycles are funny. Not like funny haha, but like funny weird. And I guess funny is not even a good word, and neither is weird, but you know, they're generally lawn equipment is used outside. I don't really know too many people that use it inside. At least I hope you're not. But you know, there's going to be oil buildup and everything. grab some pliers while I talk. And to avoid having sparks igniting, dry, very burnable, flammable, ignitable, whatever you want to call it, brush, grass, leaves, pretty much anything, they put these on there to kind of help prevent that from occurring. Is there a screw I'm not seeing? Or is it just that on there? There we go. Actually, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. But that doesn't mean that we don't have a different exhaust problem. Because a port could also be plugged. Generally, though, I find the port doesn't get plugged till after this gets kind of full, and it's not really that full, but this is how you clean it. This is MAP gas. I suppose you use propane. I'm not 100% sure. It has to get red hot, so you might be using a whole lot of propane. As you can tell, it had a little bit of flammable substances on it. Once that's not red anymore, I like to take my air compressor, clean. See, tell me that doesn't look better. I mean, you can actually see through it now. It wasn't horrible to begin with, I'll grant you, but I probably should do that piece too, where my pliers were. It's not that hard. Do I need to blow through it? I probably should. Let me do this real quick. Okay, now it's actually clean. I suppose, being a horrible scientist as I am, I should have tested what doesn't run right means before I did all this, but I'm just going to do a different scientific method. The scientific method of, if it runs right now, that was the problem. And if it doesn't, well, now that wasn't the problem, now was it? Let's give it a pull. Okay, I lied. I'm not going to do a pull quite yet. I want to take a urine sample. The problem with machines that are professionally used is they're not always done by the same professional. Sometimes they're done by the professional's kid, brother, son, yet again, sorry, or you know, just employee who just wants to go home at 5 o'clock, you know, those people. Let's see if it's actually good fuel in here. I wouldn't call that good. That potentially might have water in it. I'm gonna let this settle. I'm gonna take the rest out. I'm gonna put this on like a, so it's on an angle. Kind of makes it easier to look at, but I'm going to drain the rest. In fact, let's just do that now. I don't think I've ever really shown me draining the whole rest. I like taking a big container such as this plastic. I don't know, when I bought my house, the previous owner used this for cat food. I don't own a cat, and if I was going to fill this with dog food, it'd be like 3 days worth of dog food for my dog. She might be small, but man, does she like to eat. I do this to prevent spillage as much as possible. we go. It's not heavy, but just it's very awkwardly balanced. Let's put that away. Let's put good fuel in here, which I have very little of mixed. This is non-ethanol with armor, excuse me, Eco Armor. Hopefully that's enough. I think it's submerged. I think I might make a little bit more. Let's see what happens. Let's see, primed. Okay, no? It's not on off. It's weird. Keeps going on and off choke. Just do full throttle. This choke is leaving something to desire. Yet again, another reason. Thank you, balance. Let us take where's that bit? I'll look at the spark plug. See if we have a potential problem with that. Let's take a look. I mean, it wasn't like this before I took it off, but let's see what we have. Okay, maybe not. Feels really gummy in there. Maybe this is the first time this plug has been out. Don't know. It's a little wet. It's not horrible. Let's check the gap. This isn't the best way of checking this, but it's a quick and easy way. Gap should be fine. In fact, it could be a little wider. In fact, let's just do that. Just a little bit wider. There's a rule 10, 20, 30 when it comes to like gaps and whatnot on small engines. This is going to be the 30 part of it. Okay, spark plug should be at 30 thousandths in general, unless it tells you specifically otherwise. But until it does, I'm going to go with it and say it's probably fine. So what I will do though, I'm going to cheat. Just a little bit of brake cleaner. Not enough to cause of any concern. I mean, it's not like we're going to be running it on there. That's probably going to make a few revolutions. And there is already fuel in there from the looks of it. Like I said, it was a tad wet. But that could be that bad fuel. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is that bad fuel. I tried to pump out the old fuel, but unless you really take it apart, you can't get all of it out. There we go. Now let's put this back on. Probably gonna regret doing this so early, but put you back and see what happens. As an FYI, there is definitely water in that fuel, so we don't want to choke. Just do full throttle. That was weird. I'm gonna let that run outside for about 3 or 4 minutes. Let all that bad fuel burn off and replaced by good fuel. Then we'll go ahead and tune it. It sounds like it's running a tad low and rich. Probably just rich, because if it's too rich, the engine speed and idle can be pretty low. And it looks to be smoking a little bit, but it could be burning off all that excess bad oil and fuel. So we'll let that get nice and warmed up, and we'll continue this later. You know what? I don't think I'm going to touch it. I like a low idle. It's no longer smoking while at idle, so it's not running rich. I let it run probably even a little longer, probably closer to 8 or 9 minutes. It seems to be doing fine. Cleared right up. Yeah. So I guess the real test is to see if it's going to restart. So let us pull on it and see what happens. Granted, it is warm, so you know, there's that. So what I like to do is this. I have 2 machines for this person. One is on a previous video, and yeah. So the other one is fixed. I'm doing the same thing for the other one, but I like to actually let it cool completely overnight, come back and give it a pull. If it starts normally, it's fine. It doesn't have to continue. If it doesn't, then we might come back. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think the problem is just the fuel. And now that we have good fuel in there, we have a recoil now, we cleaned the spark arrestor, it seems to be running perfect. Could be a little richer on the high end, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. It should be fine. If anything, it is really cold outside, and it will run differently in the summer. So it's a little hard to pinpoint the tuning when you are tuning it in a time of the year when you don't usually use it, or elevation for that matter. Oh, don't have to worry about that now. But other than that, this should be about it. So if you have a recoil that you need to replace on one of these, like I said, it is a 94 or 92. Yeah, FS94. It's real simple. 3 screws, put it on, done. If it's having a hard time starting, make sure it doesn't have water in it first off, and make sure it's good fuel. Stills need good fuel. All lawn equipment needs good fuel. If you don't know what Echo Armor is, I highly recommend you get it. I'm not paid or anything for it. This is what I use. I pay with my own money. That's why I buy large quantities, because it's cheaper. It's really good. It says it can also clean. I kind of wonder that one, but you know, at the very least, it's not going to be a huge contributor to a spark arrestor problem. I would only run Echo Armor and Stihls because of the reason why we, you know, clean the spark arrestor. It just gets gunked up. Cheap oils will do that a lot faster. Good oils will do it eventually too, don't get me wrong, but it's just going to be a whole lot faster if you use cheap oils. Or bad fuel. So remember that. Bad fuel won't burn correctly. Not burning correctly can have a whole lot of just junk fly through it. Junk gets clogged. Clogs mean bad performance. Bad performance means you bring it here, now you have to pay me, and you get your stuff on YouTube. Other than that, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Definitely follow me on Small Engine 101 on Instagram. I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good night.